So, we have Gabriel here who
So,
has a story about his experience, of course, with his doctor's permission, um, with some of these said research chemicals. I forgot the shirt, but sorry, it is what it is. Bob did it. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Joe. Um, so, Gabe,
yes.
tell us your story. What? We got some little notes here, but how, what started your journey to or research chemicals?
Well, always starting out, I was always the run of the litter. Somebody who was always made fun of as a kid, and I was a cripple, as you can see up here. Um,
What
you
does it
know,
mean a cripple? What's that like? In what way?
well, my tendons and ligaments, my muscles got so tight to the fact that I could never walk normally. I could never walk flat-footed, and every time I would move, or any time that I would move at all, I would be in agonizing pain. So, through stretching and through my doctor's permission to take MK2866, otherwise known as Ostrine, I went from 130 pounds. In 1 month, I gained 38 pounds, which is otherwise
Wow.
incredible considering the fact that I I didn't really do much. I just kind of did a little bit of light exercises and made sure to keep doing my rehab and learning the rest of what I needed to do.
But you probably hadn't been doing much up to that period.
No,
Uh, I mean, like, what was your like physical routine on a daily basis? Like, were you active at all?
I was active as much as I could. It was a lot of push-ups and it was a lot of pull-ups. I couldn't really do much running just because it would hurt. I couldn't really do
Lower
much
body.
squatting. It would hurt. And even today, I still live with some of the joint pain, but I couldn't feel about half of the muscles in my legs.
So, what was the difference you could tell upon starting MK2866?
Well, honestly, it was it was incredible. So the first thing I started noticing is the fact that I could start feeling my not only my bones were getting stronger, but my ligaments, the little tendons. I don't know. It was there's so many things that were firing off. It felt like I could actually walk again, and it was so incredible. I felt my muscles actually become more malleable, more flexible.
Yeah, like they put elasticity back in,
Yes, yes, it did. It was 100%.
like
And
put the stretch back in the rubber band, kind
yeah,
of. Yeah.
and the greatest thing was is that it just build my muscles up so fast. It built me up, and I had
So
so
how
much
was your
strength.
stamina? Like how was your get up and go? Like did you go from not working out much to just all out? Because I mean, and what were you eating? You had to be like grubbing.
Well, you ever seen Forrest Gump when he broke his little leg things?
Oh
That's
yeah, yeah. That's kind of what it
yeah,
felt like.
yeah, exactly.
Freedom.
Exactly. And well, pretty much what I was doing for majority of what I could is because I don't really have the biggest appetite. I'm a small guy, but I don't have the biggest appetite. But what I would eat is usually I would eat about some oatmeal, 2 scoops of oatmeal, about 5, 8 eggs, about half a
So
container of peanut butter.
you've always been pretty lean though. Like you were 130. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So what about well-being? Like, I mean, it had to be just damn cool to just be able to. Like, when you say you were crippled, to what degree? Like, could you like not get around, or what? Like, could you walk, or how far could you walk, and how much change was there? And could it have been anything other than MK2866? Would this have happened just by itself naturally? Could you have just been that time in your life when you needed to like not have any elements, or is there any way that what part did that play in it? I guess I'm asking. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how much did the research chemical play in your ability to get around? Like, was it?
Oh, night and day, 100%. So I went from not being able to stand for more than 4 hours straight to being able to work normal jobs. I was never allowed to actually get a normal job because of my legs, believe it or not.
Wow.
So I lost pretty much all of my freedom
So you were disabled.
in ways, yes, in a lot of
Was
ways.
that since birth?
Hmm?
Was it since birth or?
Yeah,
Man, that's cool. So it literally restored your ability to be productive completely.
it changed my life. It changed my
That
life.
is awesome.
It changed my confidence because I never felt like. Oh, and one thing that MK2866 really does is it makes you feel confident. It makes you feel like you can take on really
That's one of the things
anything.
I noticed whenever my doctor gave me the ability to start taking it, is the feelings of well-being were better than freaking tense. Like it was amazing to me. I was like, it was like you said, night and day. Like all of a sudden, it was like, oh my god, um, good stuff.
Yeah.
Like what I always thought test would feel like is what Oscar felt like. And did you know that it's getting real close to approval as a medicine?
Really?
Yeah, which means we won't be able to carry it anymore. But yeah, so it has definitely been vetted as one of the best out of, and it was the first one.
It was the very first, and honestly, it's so incredible. I wish more people would never. I don't know. I mean, it needs
So
more
would you
research, but
recommend someone that was having problems building muscle or having issues with their tendons and joints? Would you recommend them
okay.
to ask their medical professional or newsarms.com and you know try this out?
All
What
right.
were your side effects? Did you have any?
Okay. Believe
I
it or
see
not.
no PCT, so I mean, like, wow.
Okay, so this is kind of incredible. So I had zero side effects, but one thing I have to tell you. Okay, when I was younger, I used to donate plasma because I felt like it was the good thing to do. I felt like because people need it, they need to be healed. All right? If they would actually start giving people Ostrine instead of feeding them expensive plasma, people would actually get results and you could probably cure a lot of ailments. It is so impressive. It allowed me to actually live a normal life. And guess what? I get to live that life every day now.
And you don't take it anymore, right?
No, not at all.
So it literally, well, we can't say that it. Somehow you were cured. It could have just been happenstance. We have to say that for the lawyers. Um, but upon taking MK2866 and since then, you have been relieved of your ailments that crippled you.
Yeah, it was like a magic potion in a game. It was crazy, and there was no side effects. I kept actually pretty much all of my strength.
That's
So
awesome. And how old were you whenever this happened?
I was 18, but I've always had that problem, and it was only for
And you've been working out like a beast now. Like,
all just because of it.
that's pretty darn cool, man.
And
So, I appreciate the heck out of you taking the time to tell everybody.
yeah, this is a story that needs to be talked about. There needs to be more people out there that won't be afraid to actually show this, because look at that.
Do you think there's kind of a stigma because it is a research chemical and people that, because I know like all the testimonials we get, but it's really hard for me being the owner of a company to share those, but people can always give their personal testimonial.
Mm-hmm.
I can't give them for them because that would be, well, against the rules.
Yeah, and it's not
And
really.
because people aren't supposed to take research chemicals, they're not for human consumption. They are only from a doctor's prescription, and they are not intended to be eaten, snorted, banged. They are not for human consumption at all. Like,
Period.
But your case is unique because your doctor was cool with it. Like you must have a cool doctor. Like we'll have to hire them to come down here and hang out with us.
Yep. And to be honest, I think I'm living my best life, and I can go around confident.
I think I
I've
have
no
some
insecurities.
ideas that might even enhance that if your doctor's cool
I'm pretty sure we could figure out a way.
with it. Well, man, I appreciate it, and we look forward to having you back. By the way, Gabriel started doing podcasts with me, um,
Which you all should check out.
are kind of unique in themselves. And we posted them to Facebook. We'll see if we can post them. They're also on Anchor and I think Google. I don't know. Wherever will allow us these days, um, without being removed like all my other content.
Oh, and by the way, to anybody that I share this to on Facebook or anything, anybody who still has followed me, thank you so much, and I absolutely love you all. I just wanted to get that out there because you guys were serious help and serious motivation when I was going through my toughest issues.
Awesome. You know, that is a really big factor. Like people that are there for you to push you, to help you, and to give you an attaboy every now and then. Hell, most people work out just for that. Every now and then they get a compliment. Anyway, appreciate you, Gabe. And newsarms.com for all you researchers that like to do research and research
Only.
facilities for research purposes only.
Lots of research.